What's up, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be going over my personal experience with the earthquake that we had last week, as well as going over whether or not Bangkok is still worth living in as a digital nomad. So first off, with my personal experience, I was literally just working right here in this exact chair, eating a cinnamon roll, when I started feeling a little bit uneasy, a little bit out of touch, like something was maybe going on internally. Maybe the modafinils, the caffeine, the nicotine, they finally all combined to take me out to go meet Buddha firsthand. But then I started hearing what sounded like furniture just dropping right above me. I started seeing cracks all around the room. There's actually still one right here. This room might collapse any second. And then I started hearing screams. The room alarm started going off, and that's when I realized something was up. And then at that point, I started feeling the shaking. It felt like the tower was about to just fall over with me in it. So with my survival instincts kicked in, I grabbed this exact phone right here, put on some Muay Thai shorts, a hoodie, and just sprinted out the door. And it's pretty funny, like my entire net worth is in this room. My laptop, this camera, my phone with my money on it. Like, this phone literally is just for like texting my family and friends back in America. It has like no money, access to money whatsoever. So it's pretty funny, like your net worth and all money or any material thing just goes out the window when your life is on the line. And that's a pretty cool perspective looking back on it. Like, once I knew that I could die, everything that what I thought mattered to me didn't matter at all. What mattered the most to me at that time was just trying my best to survive. So yeah, just grabbed my Muay Thai shorts, a hoodie, ran out the door barefoot with that phone, and I started just sprinting down the hall. The corridors were just cracking. There was dust flying everywhere, debris, and obviously I didn't take the elevator. I took the stairs, and I'm on the 13th floor. So I was like, man, hopefully I can get down to the bottom before this building falls on me. And hopefully I can just, maybe if I get low enough, I can just jump out the window last second and maybe just do a front flip and do some acrobatic miracle. But yeah, just running down the stairs. And by running, I mean just jumping from platform to platform. You know how there's like the stairs and then there's like the floors with the platforms. I didn't even use the stairs mainly. I just jumped with my right foot and just turned and just kept jumping from floor to floor until I finally got to the bottom, thankfully, before the building collapsed on me. And then I ran across the street before I did, I got hit with a bunch of water because we have like a rooftop pool here, and the shaking, the water turning everywhere, just got soaked. It was like a waterfall coming from the top of my building, so I got drenched. I actually slipped, fell on the side. No injuries or anything, all good. But yeah, I ran across the street, and I didn't even know it was an earthquake, to be honest, until after I ran across the street and I looked down the road and I saw everyone else had evacuated the buildings. My first thought was that maybe they were building this building, maybe they skipped a few things of the instructions, and now it's finally caught up and the building is just falling over because they didn't build it quite right. So yeah, I didn't even realize it was an earthquake till I crossed the street, saw everyone else, and then my first thought was to check if my girlfriend was okay. She was all good, and then to check if all my friends were okay, because most of my friends are out here in Bangkok, and knowing that there was now an earthquake, I was hoping that none of the other buildings collapsed, because my building, I thought it was going to collapse, but it turned out all right. Nothing crazy happened here. It just felt like it was, and that was the first earthquake I've ever experienced in my life, being from Georgia, where I think there was only one earthquake when I was like 2 or 3. I didn't even remember it or feel it. But being in a high rise, the building shaking, and never having that feeling in my life, I thought it was over. Like, I was thinking to myself running down the stairs, I didn't even have any sense of like fear or anything. I was more angry, like, man, I'm only 21. I have so many hopes and dreams. I have all this energy. It's all going to go to waste being crumbled down in this building. But yeah, other than that, all good. We're back in business, back in Bangkok, back in this room that might just crumble down on me anytime. But it should be all good. I'm probably going to move out pretty soon. And that leads on to the next topic, which is Bangkok even still worth it after the earthquake? Personally, I think it still is. Maybe not living in a high rise like this, maybe like a villa or just on a lower floor. I think that's going to be the next move. I'm probably going to move out of this place pretty soon, just because, like, I don't know. I mean, you guys can't see it right now, but there's still cracks everywhere. It's just a little bit uneasy. You can't really sleep as well at night. Can't really focus on the work as much, just because you never know when the building might collapse or when the next earthquake will come. There may not be another earthquake for the next 20 years, or it might be another earthquake tomorrow. You just really don't know. You can't predict how the earth moves. So just, placing your bets in the right area by living on a lower floor or just living in a villa, I think that's going to be the best move for a lot of people. And what I've seen is that a lot of my friends, they're just getting out of their leases. They live in very high-rise penthouses, very nice places, and now they're all wanting to leave just because they don't really feel that safe. They don't feel that secure. And the abundance mindset is out the window when they're very anxious about when the building is going to collapse and when the next earthquake is going to happen. So I think what we're going to see is a lot of people that are living above like floor 15. They're going to try to move down to a lower floor or just flat out just get a villa. So maybe the prices, they'll get cheaper for like the high-rise penthouses just because everyone is so afraid of living super high if another earthquake were to come. Now, thankfully for Bangkok, there's only one building that collapsed, and that was a Chinese building that was under construction. They actually did skip a few steps of the instructions, which led to the building falling down, killing a few Thai people, rest in peace to their souls, and injuring a few more. So, I mean, with the other buildings, I don't think there's any other buildings that collapsed, which is really good because one of my friends, he owns a few places. He said it could have been a lot worse. There could have been a multitude of deaths out here in Bangkok just because there's not really any earthquakes in Bangkok. So they're not really that prepared. But luckily, I think since 2007, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, they have a minimum requirement of how they build these buildings to withstand the minimum natural disaster, whether it be tsunami, earthquake, whatever it may be. They have to be able to withstand and survive these types of situations in order to build these buildings. So luckily this building I'm in, it's very new. I think it's like built since 2015 or 16 or maybe a little bit later. So they of course have those standards, but there's a lot of other buildings that are a little bit older that might not have those standards. So if it had been a little bit stronger of an earthquake, we could have seen Bangkok just flatten out completely, which luckily did not happen. Everyone is all good. All my friends are good. My girlfriend is good. Her family is good. Everyone I know is all good. But for the unfortunate people who are maybe living in older buildings or in the wrong place at the wrong time, they were just, you know, a little bit messed up. So is Bangkok still worth it? I think it is. It just depends on where you're living. And I mean, it's still a very good place in terms of the cost of living, the woman, the weather, all of that is good. You know, an earthquake, it's going to shake you up a little bit, but it shouldn't shake you out of the entirety of Bangkok. And I mean, just, you know, choosing a place a little bit more safe, you know, low-rise apartment, maybe a villa is definitely your best bet. And I mean, earthquakes, I mean, it was very bad at the time, but looking back on it, there wasn't that much damage. Not a lot of people died. It was just a very surprising thing instead of a dangerous thing. And what we can really do, if you're living in Bangkok right now, is you can look at this earthquake as a good thing. For myself and maybe a lot of others, it kind of opens your eyes that you really could die at any second, any time. You need to be living your days as it is, as if it was your last day on earth, and to take advantage of every single opportunity, take the risk you're scared to take, and just go after what you truly want. And hopefully maybe that earthquake opened up the eyes of a lot of people who are just living like a robot, living day to day, just doing what other people are telling them, and just maybe living below their means, or just being a little bit stagnant towards their goals. Maybe it opened their eyes to remind them that they do only have this life. It's a very short, limited life, and they need to start taking advantage, start taking the actions they need to take, because there could be another earthquake tomorrow and Bangkok could flatten out completely. And that goes for any one of you guys watching this right now. You could be hit by a car, you could be hit by a bus, you could just have a heart attack right now. You never really know what's going to happen. You can only control what you can control. So why not go after what you really want? And other than that, guys, my plans are, of course, to stay in Bangkok. My girlfriend is here, all my friends are here. I have my gym membership here, got to dial in on the gym. So my plan is to stay here in Bangkok. Of course, I'm going to be moving out of this place I'm in right now just because it is a little bit high up. There's cracks in the walls, so that's already a red flag for me. I can sleep pretty good at night just because I'm taking the actions daily to get to where I want to go in life. But it's going to be nice to live in a place where I know, okay, if there's an earthquake, I can just walk maybe 1 story or 2 stories down and I'm outside away from the high rise. So yeah, other than that, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bam.